Hello, everybody, and welcome to From This Point Forward, a comedy Buffalo Sabres podcast. We might have to take the comedy part out of the podcast. I'm not sure if there will be much to laugh about anymore. We're at 8 in a row, going for 9 today. We'll watch the game here with you over the next at least second period. Maybe we'll stick around for the third, but a lot to talk about. I got back into the arena. We got that to talk about. We got 8 straight wins. Is this real now? Can we say it's real? Lion doing his best UPL impression tonight. We got a lot to talk about. It's going to be fun. Let's go.
Acknowledge the fact that in one of your favorite movies of all time, you thought the slogan was "Ducks quack forever" instead of "Ducks fly together."
No,
so it's
you also
bad.
think they live in Wells. It's the whole theme of the movie, Lou. But he had the duck call.
They go quack.
It would be Malcolm Subban, mostly because that one season where instead of letting him play for the Sabres for the last game of the year, they had him sing the national anthem. And it was a real, like, you're under contract, the season is over. We know you've only gotten to be up here a couple of times. How about you come back up here? Oh, great, I'll put my pads in the car. No. You won't need them. Just make sure you warm up the pipes when you're driving down the 90.
Mitch Marner.
You heard it, Mitch. If you want to sign here, you can drill Ryan's mom.
Well, hello. I am Louis G here with Ryan Mura and Chris Plumer. Watching, well, we're all staring away from the camera as we watch, enjoying you guys here for a little Sabres watch party. Sabres currently down 2-1 the Blues here early in the second period. First period, we'll start, I guess, right there, catch up a little bit on that before we talk about some other stuff. You guys been tuned in? Thoughts here besides Lion letting in a couple softies? I feel like doing his best, as I said, UPL impression. Chris?
Yeah, they got the early goal, but were overall pretty sloppy for most of that first. Lion looked weak. The last couple of minutes, with even the possession in the zone before that penalty and closing it out, all looked good. And then, just a power play that went nowhere. What a time to be alive.
Rye, thoughts on the first period here?
They scored.
I think that's this goal looks like this might be reviewed. A little bit of action in front of the net here. Sorry, go ahead, Ryan.
Like 5 seconds behind you guys.
Sorry,
I'm even more than behind on that. So now he just scored right now. Is it Ausland again?
It looks like it could be Tuck. I'm
wants
watching
$12
here
million.
for goaltending interference. No, that's a good goal. Let's see if Tuck gets a piece of it. Oh, yeah. If anything, it's going to be kicking. They're going to look at it. No goal. They called. Sorry, I'm ahead of you here, but they called it no goal pretty quickly. Oh wait, hold on. They're calling it no goal on the ice and reviewing it. So the call on the ice is no goal, but they're on the phone here.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. First period thoughts. I think Norris is standing out. I mean, I think it's clear when he's healthy, it's not just it's a legit impact on the lineup. You get Thompson slated where he probably should be. Osland also obviously has been standing out. Again, he's just always in the play. He's always mixing it up, and I don't know. I've just been impressed. They clearly are playing with so much confidence right now, and that's just good to see. So they're on my feed. They're coming out to make the announcement right now. So it looks like you guys already have the answer. But let's see. He's talking. I don't have the volume on. And he does no goal. Oh, terrible!
Terrible. Don't love that call. Man, I just wish. I feel like you should be able to headbutt the puck. I mean, the league is so low on scoring. Well, now it's gotten better, but I mean, what are we doing here? Let's be able to kick it.
What if it's the rule is not you're allowed to kick it, but you can't have like in soccer the rule is not to pull out soccer on you guys here, but in soccer the rule is if you have a slide tackle and it's cleats up, that's a foul. But you're allowed to slide tackle.
You want them to be able to tell. You want them to give them one more thing they have to interpret.
Yeah, let's put another vague rule in there and see what happens. Make them decide on a tiny little Samsung Galaxy that they don't somehow have enough money to get iPads or something here. I mean, what are they doing? They're always watching those reviews on the smallest tablets I've ever seen. But anyways, go ahead, Chris.
That I was just going to say, to add even more vagueness to the rule that is always already there, because it's you can redirect it, but you can't force it with the redirection, which also they never call that right to begin with. The Hudson Fasching taking us out of the 22-23 playoffs game where he clearly kicked it. And they were like, no, it's fine. He was skating.
Yeah.
I don't know what a goal is anymore, which is a problem for the league.
That to me was not a clear kicking motion. And it's crazy that not only was it so clear to them, they changed the call on the ice to say, hey, that's our call. And then that was the quickest review I've ever seen. And to Ryan's point, they're watching a 3.5-inch screen. And they were done quick. So I don't know. Not to play woe is me all the time with this team, but it does seem like we always know how that call's going.
It feels like anytime there's a review in any direction, it feels like they're like 1 for 50 on goal reviews, both for and against them.
Yes. Now, sorry, they're rushing into the zone here. Before we talk about the whole streak and how things are going before it ends here in an hour, until we inevitably mush it into its end. I got back in the arena. Here. Had a fun day. The Sabres called me and invited me into a suite. I said specifically on the phone, I said, I'm not coming if there's any sales pitch, okay? And he goes, I'm not going to sales pitch you. It was very clear. And I said, we're just trying to restore the relationship, was his exact words. So I said, I'm going to believe you. You sound like a nice guy, and I'll feel this is a good justification for me to feel okay going back into the stadium outside of a Chris Plumer, Tage Thompson Classic viewing. So I took them up on their offer, and of course, I made the decision 2 weeks ago. Now, they're winning. It's one of the most exciting environments to get into here. I mean, most excited I've been to walking into a game in probably a decade, as far as just what I expected the atmosphere to be. And it was, party time in Buffalo, holiday season, Saturday nights, huge game, coming off all the wins. So like, awesome, sweet adds to that. Knowing that they had some making up to do maybe with me, I said, okay, cool. So they invited us to a happy hour that started at 5:30. Okay, game starts at 7. This is their first mistake. I go, come to the happy hour at 5:30. No, I'm at 716 at 5 o'clock or whatever it is now, Southern Tier. And I said, I'm leaving here at 5:22. I'm getting at that happy hour at 5:30 on the dot because the Sabres owe me the whole happy hour. I'm going to drink as much as I can. We get there, and they only gave me one drink ticket each for the happy hour. So the happy hour is an hour and a half. What are you talking about here? What is going on? This is not a happy hour. This is we fooled you to come in an hour and a half early so we'll give you the free one, and then we're going to charge. So you know what I did? Went to go see Black Betty. Told her about the clip that went viral. She's now a podcast listener. Hi, Black Rock Betty. So I showed them. But also, so that was where they started wrong. Go see Black Rock for a drink. We do that. And then now we go into the suite. Everything's fine. Pizza logs, pizza, wings. But the setup. They got the setup. No liquor, only beer. I don't want to be hard nosed, but I'm just trying to share with the experience. But now the guy is definitely understanding my hard ass. I will give him that. Like whatever I told him over the phone, don't even try to give me the speech. He was not giving me anything. He did not care to try to coerce me at all. He was like, I gave you my word. He wasn't even talking to me, and to a point where like halfway through the game was like, I just want the spiel. Like I was upset that no one was giving me the spiel. I want to buy tickets now. Somebody come talk to me. And so I went over to talk to him. And, now I'm telling him, about he goes, oh, the article, blah, blah, yeah. I go, yeah. And it's not just like, I was like, I don't know if you read it, but it's not just about like, oh, some random guy giving up tickets. I go, it was, 30 years of me and my dad here and blah, 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 and this and that. And just not like, you can just see, just not even, bro, you told me you're not, I got other people here. They want tickets, like just didn't care. To the point where I was like, oh man, I get none of the spiel. And he's like, oh, yeah, cool. And then I get an email today saying, wait, I gotta read it because it's so great. Because I give him I'm sitting here trying to give him the spiel and trying to like work him over with all this stuff. And his email is, hey, thanks again for joining us the game. It was really cool and nice talking to you. It was really cool to hear about the article you wrote. And I was like, you didn't listen to a word I said, man. This is the worst. So then I got Karen-y and I clarified and I was like, hey, man, I don't know if you misunderstood me, but it wasn't. But I didn't write it. I don't know. Have you ever heard of Matthew Fairburn, New York Times, dude? Have you ever seen did you see the viralness of this thing? And I linked the article. But so now
I honestly hope that for all of our sake that this is like a bit this guy is gonna, and then like he's gonna email you back after you've like provided a citation to this article and be like, oh yeah, I've heard about that basement blogging site, The Athletic, I've heard about that.
Well, no, it gets better. So he apologized for not for not understanding the story, right? Blah blah blah. And this and that. Now we got a couple things here. One, he wants to know the podcast name so he can listen. I'm going to give him that. I'm gonna let him have it, right? Like I don't give him Dwayne's podcast, or I don't give him Matt was on here last night. I don't give him that one. I give him the real one, right? I give him this podcast. I let him listen before making any decisions. Is that I got to be true to ourselves, right? That's the
Trying to
first
get me banned from the arena now. I see.
First,
Trying to get me taken
hey,
off of
if
my
you're-
season tickets.
I'm bringing you down with me, brother. So I'm gonna give him the real podcast. But this is the real question I need your help with, and we gotta talk throughout the podcast. And both of you know how dangerous this question is that he asked me. But he goes, rather than me guessing, I'd like to better understand what you feel would make an offer or experience feel meaningfully different, whether that's access, recognition, flexibility, or something else entirely. You know, I want the recognition, but where do I rank these things? What do I ask for specifically? I feel like I know you guys are going to just say something stupid like a Tage Thompson Parm or one of the beer things, but let's get stupid here. What do you think I'm entitled to here to ask? Ryan, start.
Well, for the record, what are you entitled to ask for? Absolutely nothing. I mean, my gosh! Like, let's back up here. I mean, we're getting a little bit over our skis here, but I'll play along. I'll play along. All right. So, what can you reasonably ask for? You know what I would aim for? This would be like my ultimate request that is reasonably within the realm of possibility. So I heard one time, I think it was Jeremy White talking on the radio about the 1 year he got to sit in on the trade deadline day and just observe. And like, he wasn't allowed to take any of the information out or anything like that, but he got to sit in and watch that all happen, like taking phone calls. That's what I would ask for. I'd be like, all right, I'll come back. I'll sign up for season tickets, but I got to be able to sit in and I will sign an NDA and I can't disclose anything. I can't tweet anything out, whatever. But I want to sit in on that and see if that is permissible. Probably also is denied, but is worth an ask.
Okay. I like that one. Chris, top ideas.
That was a very good one, Ryan. I'm going in a little bit of a different direction. First, because you're selfish, and even though you're going to sell this podcast to sell yourself, because Ryan and I are carrying you week after week, show after show, that's fine. Everybody can tune in now after your 15-minute story that went absolutely nowhere, where again you ask for our help. That's how the story ends, is that you are not an adult and you need us to change your diaper for you. So if you want recognition for yourself, I would ask for every game that you are there, whether you have half seasons or a full season, you take over the dancing portion for the Earl of Bud. DJ Rancan can play the Dougie, and you get to do the Dougie on the railing. Okay, that one's for you. Now, if you're going to sell this podcast, we want access. What we want, podcast studio inside the empty offices where they got rid of everybody 5 years ago that have been sitting dormant on Washington Street. Give us one of those offices. We put a podcast studio in there. Mason Geertsen, fourth mic, we take over his contract.
That's the Mason Geertsen thing is real. I feel like that's like a legitimate. Can you just imagine the call that they have to give Mason Geertsen? Like, I don't know, man. This idiot has a podcast. He says he'll come back for us.
You'll spend $5,000 if you come here for 1 hour.
Like, we'll give you the money, I guess, just for the first episode. Please, you'll be our next call up if you do it. That call.
There's going to be so many favors owed as a result of Louis' requests here. Like, they're going to have to give Mason Geertsen first line minutes. I mean, it's.
I'm going to single-handedly ruin the team. I like both of your things. I even think that both of them are. I like the dancing idea. Just be like, but I want to get paid. Again, this is the entitlement of me. But I want to be
dance.
See,
It's not worth the
no,
money.
I want to be paid. I'll do the skit every week. I do want to be paid. No, I don't even need to be paid. Free ticket, and I'll get up and I'll be the Bud of Earl or Earl of Bud or whatever, and that's it. Or the Twister guy. Are you guys? You guys are neither of you are probably older enough to remember the Twister, who was in the odd. I don't think he ever made it over to the arena, but he would do the twist, and he wore the same jersey for like 30 years. And man, that jersey had a smell because he wore it every game and did not look like it was ever washed. By 1993, that thing was dirty. All right, those are some good things. I'm thinking just every game after they do like the tribute to the troops, they just do a separate one for me. Saying another reminder, today's the day that we welcome back Louis. But they can do it in that voice. It's fine. Like they can get mad about it after like the third or fourth game. Just a reminder, yeah, Louis back. Thanks. And we're just I just stand up every time people are booing me by the third game.
No, Louis, you should insist that they do it at the end of the cheering for the actual hero so that you get some residual cheers, little leftover cheers.
That's it, like right after. And as a reminder, Louis is here.
They'll announce your 2 tours of duty at Devlin's Deuce from 2004 to 2008.
For sure.
1999 JV hockey MVP.
MVP, baby. He remembers. I gave him that stat the other day.
That's stat. I don't think it's a stat.
I was with it. I was with a date the other day at the game, and I said, "You want some hockey trivia?" And she's like, "I won't know this." And I go, "Can you name the 2001 St. Joe's JV MVP?" Yeah, that's me. I got a hat that says it. That's what I won. That was my award. I don't even think they gave me a trophy. I think they gave me a hat that said MVP. I don't think I have an actual trophy that said MVP. And then they kicked me out of the school 3 months later. So I guess they don't respect their stars at St. Joe's.
It was a hat that just said MVP, but it was for the movie Most Valuable Primate.
A Zamboni ride, maybe, but that's like that would have to be if I gotta go. I'm either gonna ask for one big thing or lots of small things. The Zamboni ride would be one small thing. Like, can you imagine if I just did like a rider, like a list of things? I must have a cotton candy delivered to my seat for free at the 5-minute mark of every first period.
You have like a Macaulay Culkin style Sunday order, like with like chocolate syrup and how many M&Ms you have to have in there. Oh, that's
for sure. Well, I will work on that. I did not answer him back yet tonight. I wanted to run it by, but yeah, definitely podcast stuff too. Like all the players have to subscribe. Off-season accessibility. This is a funny question. If I was like, you got to get me one player on the current roster, and I'll sign in for regular pricing, just one player on the current roster, you got to have them come do a whole hour podcast. Who do you think they would ask?
Probably somebody like Benson. They'd ask one of the kids.
One of the kids.
They wouldn't ask an adult.
No.
They wouldn't ask somebody in a leadership role.
No.
They wouldn't.
No.
That's why Mason Geertsen is probably the realistic get for that. Keep it open to Rochester Americans too, if they're part of the Sabres organization, because we're leaning more that way.
Yeah, we are a minor league podcast right now too. That's funny. Well, as long as we have this emblem, we're a minor league podcast. So
ask him for permission to use the actual Sabres logo.
That's it. That could be
probably
it.
The most attainable ask.
That could be one of the things I want the real emblem trademark to be allowed. All right, well, let's get back to what we've seen. Not so much here. I mean, they're out shooting them 17-11 here. Just not much offense. All right, before we go into the 8 games, let's talk about this. I really don't know how to do this. I know I may have made some jokes via our text, but it has to at least be talked about. This thing with Darlene is that, we win our first game without him. What was it? 0-10 in the last 10. He goes and visits his way. I mean, it's got to be semis. I guess I want to know more about the relationship. Like, was she always going to live there before her heart transplant? And she was.
Don't think so. I think because it happened when they were in like France or something, didn't it? Didn't she have the transplant in France? And she was there for a while and then went back to Sweden. I'm assuming that she can't fly across the Atlantic.
That's got to be
just took a train back to Sweden because
that could be
they have trains over there.
But I don't even know, so if they were in France when it happened, but were they, does she live there? I guess I don't know, what that, because I mean, were they always, this was going to be their whole relationship? She just lives in Sweden and he just only lives in Buffalo during the season, or he was going back and forth, or.
I mean, regardless, I think if she was fully healthy, even if she was living there, I'm assuming she would come here to visit him if she was
during
medically
the season.
able.
Yeah. That's got to be it.
This is also entirely none of our business.
Yeah.
Everybody organizationally seems to be cool with it.
Yeah. I'm trying. I want it to be like a 10-year marriage. Like they're kids. You don't even know if you love her yet. You haven't even gotten married yet.
Louis going to call a season ticket rep.
Single man.
Listen, this sounds really weird, but I just need approval of any time Rasmus Dahlin goes over to visit.
Yeah, that's it. I'm like, show me the text. Show me pictures. I want to know. I want to talk to her doctors. Let me know.
I need pictures of her transplant scars her holding a tablet with today's.
Oh man, come on! Don't use your
What do you want me to do? Not get excited.
Hey, I'm there now.
Get better internet.
No, all right. I'm watching both here, so I have to pick which of the feed I want to have with football. That's fine. I want to get a little delay. Oh, it's Tuck again. That's good.
Yeah. The guy that sets it up is the guy I want to talk about. And
Norris, right?
I know. It's Samuelson.
Well, and
Samuelson is it is insane. I mean, career game the other night. I mean, he just played just so amazing. Again, he's been our best defenseman. I know this is just I keep on saying the same thing over and over again on these podcasts, it seems like, but he is rough, took his tumble. He is everything. Every reason why this back end's going. Getting a little bit out of Byram lately. That's exciting. More exciting maybe as a trade option.
Why does nobody want to just keep him? I feel like he's worth just keeping. I don't think he's going to break. Is he going to break the bank? Is this deal going to break the bank? I don't think so.
No. I think the little deal that they did with him was more than he would expect on a next contract. Not that he doesn't he just, I don't know.
I like him.
I know.
I think he's a good.
I don't dislike him.
Defenseman.
I think he's been. I think there's two things. I think one, he's been really bad this year up until the last 5 to 6 games, and that's really, really hard to not see or it's been rough. When he's on, I tend to agree with you, and I don't hate, like, I don't think there's such thing as being too good on defense.
He also is one of the types of players, though, where remember when he first got traded here, he was playing so free. He was playing, he was skating all over the ice. And I think like he's been maybe bogged down by system or something, and he's like lost that confidence. I swear, if you free up that player, I mean, he's 24 years old. I don't know why you wouldn't sign him to a 3-year deal at a pretty reasonable, cap hit. You have the space to do it, and you lock up that position for a while. I mean, him, Samuelson, and Dahlin. I mean, that's a pretty in Power too. I mean, just you're good there. I'm set.
Power too the other day needs tons of credit. He had one bad giveaway that didn't hurt him, but I mean, his game the other day was one of his better ones, if not the best of the season, one of the better ones he's had in a Sabres uniform. He played great, and that was probably this is a stupid thing to say after they've just went 0-10 without him, but that was by far the best that they've played defensively without Dahlin in a game. Everybody really stepped up, played great. I mean, they dominated that game against the Bruins.
Say that game, like, they did play a great defensive game, but I feel like so much of it was like they just had their foot on Boston's throat a majority of the night, and it's easy to play good defense when the whole team's humming like that, and you're keeping the puck out of your end. It was a great game all around. Like, yeah, even when Boston was pushing, like, they just hold that blue line, get it to the outside, get it back out of the zone. Like, everything was textbook. It was great to see, especially at the end of this streak when we're just kind of waiting for something silly to happen.
This fourth line is just smashing everybody right now. Dunleavy said it earlier. I think it was a little bit of overstatement, but I mean, he was talking about like how they're on the ice and they are just always playing in the other end, and it really does seem that way. They just cycle the puck. They really have no. You're not worried about any of them scoring with Dunn Greenwood, but they just cycle the puck and wear down the other team's defense and hit everything in sight. Like, Lindy loves a true fourth line. It seems like he's gotten here. Where I think the trade needs to come when I talk about Byram, or even honestly, I'm getting there with Power, and it's not really because I don't like him. It's just because I think that's
steal what I said about him.
Well, it's the part of the position it is the position of strength to where what I think this team is missing, and even what you saw in a game against Boston where they dominated, they still were getting out hit. And I know it's a different game now. It's not the same game as it was, but playoff time feels like it goes back to that. You need that physicality. And you know what the great teams have? They have Tom Wilson playing on their top line against next to Ovechkin, or they have Tkachuk, or these power forwards that are playing on these top lines. So like protect these top players, and we have Paint Krebs, and right now,
don't get me started on him.
He's been fine on this line since he's moved up to the first line, but it's easy to look good next to Tage Thompson and Doan. But that's the spot that needs to change here. Now Zucker's coming back. He was supposed to come back tonight. He didn't, but he'll come back any game. I'm sure that might. I would say that probably puts Benson maybe back up to the top line, then Zucker goes onto that line. I don't know, but either way, we're still talking about a log jag up front. Like, this team needs a 3-for-1 type of deal to get rid of three. I don't want to call them mediocre players, but get rid of 3 Oslin, Quinn,
Nice.
and somebody, and go get a star, and a tough star. Brian Rust is the guy I keep on
What?
going back. Oh yeah, that's the guy I
Oh,
keep
come
on.
on. Oh,
Yeah.
you're going to give Osland up for Brian Rust?
I would give up Oslin, Quinn, and a first for Rust.
You're crazy, dude.
Wow.
No.
What?
Yeah.
The guy's like 33 years
Don't-
old.
He's good. You got
Don't
to give up
include that request in your season ticket.
Oh my gosh.
you literally have to give up players to get players. And this
Listen, have you
team
been
now,
talking to Kevin Adams? Have you been like chatting it up with him or something?
Kevin Adams didn't do shit, man. He didn't do anything.
He had good ideas. He
I'm
just
ready to
never
make-
did any
I'm ready
of
to
them.
make moves here, man. I think they get the Tuck deal done here in the next couple weeks. So I think his name comes out of everything.
Like re-signing? You think he's gonna?
Yeah, I
What's
think
gonna
he
happen?
gets re-signed here. I think it happens. I think that they're going to make this a priority, and it happens. You do it in the middle of like a long, winning streak. This and that. You see that their percentages are up to 45% to make the playoffs. Like 2 weeks ago, that was at like 5% or 7% or some shit
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
it was-
It's insane.
I think it was single digits.
Yeah. They're up to 45%, and we're rolling here. But that's what the team needs. I mean, at the end of the day, you could keep this, but then you're going to say the same thing, aren't you? Like, isn't the whole fan base going to be like, he's not doing anything? I mean, at the end of the day, nothing has changed since the new GM got here. Let's not.
Yeah. Well, no, I think stuff is going to happen eventually. It's
I think this winning streak saved Lindy Ruff's job. I think he was gone last week.
yeah.
And now I think it's let him ride out the season, or if things go awry before that. But I think he's the guy here till the end of the season. And I don't think we're going to see that like president of hockey operations like we thought we might see. It seems like Jarmo's taking pretty much charge here.
He's also got like 2 legitimate assistants to him. I'm assuming he's friends with them, but he's not only friends with them. They're like real executives in the league.
Well, that's my thought process. It's like bringing those guys in. Like now there's like a team, and it
yeah.
I didn't see the Falcons are winning 21-0. Sorry. I know this isn't a football podcast, but whoa. Yeah, now there's like a legit team that feels like that they are pretty strong there as far as and I don't think that they need anybody overseeing that aspect. I mean, you bring in Shanahan, just say all that Shanahan does is hold Yarmo to some standards, and that's it's not like Terry's firing anybody within 3 years. That guy's got the job for 10 years probably, because even if things go wrong, we know Terry will keep him. So I don't see the need for that. It is interesting to know that seem that all the signs were that Lindy was out the door a couple weeks ago, and I just don't see how you do it if this team keeps on winning games.
No, I do think, we know the roller coaster run is going to end at some point. I think the next time they fall into a funk is things start happening. If they lose 3 straight, something's going to happen, whether it's player personnel or coaching staff stuff. I think you wait until that. I think that's kind of, from his opening press conference, it kind of felt like, I'm here to stop the bleeding. It's not bleeding right now, but everybody's on the block, and, management change, everybody picks up their game a little bit. And then when people start fading back into who they were beforehand, you start trimming dead weight.
Yeah. Rye, any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think the vibe shift has been pretty evident. Um, I was kind of expecting or half expecting that the Sabres might have been involved in that. Was it Chinakov or whatever the trade Penguins just made? But
Yeah.
it seemed
Yeah.
like the price, everyone thought the price was a little high there, or paid was pretty high. I don't know enough about the player, but who knows? They I just think they have some nice pieces right now, and when you have players like we see on the intermission report, Oslin they're featuring, it's like he's really coming on, and to have him be as good as he is, and like listen, he's got the pedigree too, right? He's a 16th overall pick. He could be a really good player. So I mean, you're talking about trading him for Brian Rust. I don't think I would trade him straight up for Brian Rust right now. So I'm in the mindset of let's kind of see what we have cooking here for a little bit. Like we don't have to. I'm not ready to jump on, switching anything up. I mean, this is the first time we've seen chemistry from the group. I'm not really sure why we'd want to mess with that at this point.
Mhm.
Yeah, I get that. I really do. It's just I don't want we fought about this. What? Someone just asked, "What's our take on Schmelik not making the Sabres All-Star game?" I feel like
That's great. I love it. Let's talk about that. That's a great question.
I feel like that is. I feel like that's a troll, possibly. I don't know. Or someone's still living in.
I don't care if it's a troll job or not. I actually have legit takes on that. Schmelik was good.
Oh my god, I hated him. Like how everybody just has their their guy to shit on.
He was your Peyton Krebs.
Yes, and Schmelik, not really. It was Bodger. Doug Bodger was my first one. Schmelik, I feel like, was everyone's. I had these two guys behind me for years that my dad used to call them Rum and Coke, the two guys, because they drank so much. That was like their nicknames. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. But they would, it's it's Allie Brady. That's who it is. Mike Goose. And they would scream out, "You suck, Dickie!" They're just every fucking 5 minutes. I thought they were the funniest people in the world. Dickie, you suck. Yeah, Richard. Yeah.
I mean, he was better than Mike Wilson. You got to admit, it was.
Yeah, I was a big Mike Wilson guy. I have a Mike Wilson jersey. I thought he was going to be a monster, man. I mean, he was technically a monster. 6'6", 170 pounds, soaking wet. He was a big, tall drink of water, that Mike Wilson. But never hit anybody. But he ended Pat LaFontaine's career. He was the one that hit him going across when LaFontaine was with the Rangers, and Wilson was with the Penguins, and LaFontaine. I remember the play. LaFontaine was crossing the ice, and Wilson must have just hit him by mistake because he never hit anybody ever in his career, and ended up ending his career with the last concussion. But yeah, Schmelik, I mean, for years was this is the question, like a Belichick Brady question. Who's better? Who is better? Was Schmelik good because he played with Zhitnik for 10 years? And I mean, you want to talk about lines never switching.
I mean, Zhitnik was really good. He could not, for the life of him, get a shot to hit the net. I mean, he hit more glass on a power play than I've never seen it. But it was a running joke back then. But no, he was a good player. He was really good.
There was people in the oranges that would duck when he took a shot. And I'm telling you, it was the running joke, but it was just like he would shoot, and like before the nets, behind the net, I'm joking with the oranges, but the blues and the reds had to be on their toes.
He's from the Czech Republic, right? He played with Hasek on that Olympic team. I'm pretty sure. Was he? Yes, I'm pretty sure he did.
I think so.
Yeah, I think he won gold with Hasek that year.
Schmelik did 100%.
Schmelik did? I thought
Schmelik
it was
won with Hasek. Zhitnik played against them in the championship game for Russia.
Schmelik
was on the Czech team and with Hasek and won, and Zhitnik was on the Russian team. And in that championship game, I mean, I'm 14 years old, right? That was 98 Nagano. I'm telling you, I never watched anything still to this day as intently as I watched those Olympics. I was up at 3:00 in the morning watching those games, and I'll never forget the championship game. Zhitnik smoked Yager, like open ice, like beautiful hit. That game was great. If I remember right, it went to a shootout or overtime. I forgot how they ended.
I think it was shootout.
Richard Schmelik is a gold medalist, so you can go tell Rum and Coke to argue with a wall.
Gold medals. I went to the airport back in the days before it was cool to go to the airport, and back in the days where you could actually go up to the gate. We went up to the gate and welcomed Hasek and Schmelik off the plane. There was maybe 150, 200 people there. And we went through security, the whole thing, and everybody. That was back in the day when you could go right up to the gate. And there's like a little news thing on it somewhere. I need to find that.
Did you follow Dom Hasek straight to the bar?
Right to the bar. Talking about following him to the bar, there was a you know how they used to do the Sabres Carnival every year? There was a Sabres Carnival back then that he didn't show up to because it was the day after he got the DWI, whatever year that was when he got a D-dub midseason. Didn't even get suspended. When sports were sports,
Yeah, listen, these guys have personal lives. I mean, let a man have a hobby here.
Yeah, man.
Could you imagine that era Dominic Hasek with the power of social media today at 3:00 in the morning at Market Bar on the east side?
I was going to say, still at 40 Thieves, just doing Hachi.
He'd still be drinking in those dive Eastern European bars over there.
No, I think it would still be at 40 Thieves, but they would have called it 39 Thieves at that point.
That's so corny. It's so good. Oh, man. It's so funny where I was like, I just need to avoid a huge game in football, and Bijan's just breaking records or whatever he's doing today. I'm like, oh, that's cool. At least Puka's not doing anything. Trying to go back here through the 8 games of the question was going to be, when did you know this was real? But maybe the question should be, do you think it's real still? Like, do you still, at this point, do you think it's real? Chris, thoughts on like the streak and, where your confidence has grown and where it's at today?
I mean, it's real as in it's happening. Should it be happening? I don't know. I know the analytics losers are going nuts for this one and how it's better than ones in years past, but they still kind of suck. I don't care. Just win. I want to say the big milestone was probably like the 5th one in a row where it was like, this can turn into a real run now at this game. And it just felt like a perfect Sabres time to just not show up. I want to say around game 5 is where it really turned for me. And every game has been increasingly more impressive because they keep getting set up in classic Sabres ways to let us down, and they haven't yet.
Yeah. I go ahead, Rye.
Yeah, I think that most times with these types of things, the truth is always somewhere in the middle. Do I think that the Sabres are going to rip off consistent 9 win or even another 9 win, 9 game win streak this season? Probably not. What I think remains to be seen, what I think is truly the key, is can they avoid those major collapses where it's like 6, 7 in a row? I don't. For me, if you can, you're gonna have like small losing streaks, but you gotta get like 2 or 3, and then you get back in the win column. That's what I want to see. When eventually this streak does end, can they get back on the horse and get a 2 game win streak, or a 3 small ones? Because really, all I want to see them do is just continue to bide time throughout the season. You don't have to be this world beater, because I don't think they are a world beater yet. I just want to see them maintain and not, implode and collapse. And so if they can show me signs after this win streak, that's when I'll start really thinking that this is different and this is sustainable.
One thing that I keep on, like, again, besides my shilling of Samuelson and Mason Gertston, another thing I continuously have said this year is just there's been consistent effort. I mean, there might be 4 games, 5 games at most this year where you're like, man, that was a stinker. They didn't show up today. Like, they've shown up most games. And through this whole 10-game thing or 9-game thing, whatever this is, this whole winning streak, there hasn't been a game where like, oh, they stole that one. Like, every single game, they've been the better team or as good as the other team. They have not had like a stinker in this thing where you're like, oh, they snuck these 2 points out. They have been better, and they're not winning games by luck or, whatever. And to your point, Chris, like, they're finding ways to, they've had to come back from behind a time or two during the streak. They've had to hold off some scary moments at the end of games during the streak, where these are situations we've just watched them crumble, and does not seem to be happening right now. So these are the encouraging things. The parts that I want to change are just things that aren't going to happen with this roster. And that's like a little bit more physicality, a little bit more sticking up for their teammates and things like that we still, there's been a couple times here the last couple of days. What was the Boston game? There was UPL got run over, and somebody, kind of addressed it, but they just went and like, don't do that. and then it was over. Like, it's still not, people aren't being held accountable, even by like this fourth line, who's quote unquote like a good checking line. None of those guys are really going and throwing gloves or going after guys. So that's really where I keep on saying, like, give me that somewhere on this team, and I'll get real excited.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, the key to their winning has not really been physicality or being, tough. It's playing a possession style game and finishing. I mean, the puck is moving really well. It's like you're looking at some of these goals, and it's not just, it's not perfect, but they're making good plays. The power play looks like it has some life again. I don't know. I'm impressed by some of the signs that I see from the team, and it does feel. I will say this, and you can clip this if I'm really wrong and look like an idiot again, but it does feel a little bit different this time as to not just being very thin margins, right? I think it feels like this could be something that you could replicate, for the remainder of the season. They have a core group of guys. They of course have to stay healthy. Norris has to stay healthy. He's a big part of this now. But with the stepping up of Samuelson, and not even really fully tapping into the potential of somebody like Josh Stone, who again I continue to think shows really, really good signs, especially if he can get off a line with Peyton Krebs. I mean, man, you really will see that guy take off.
if he learns how to finish, he's gonna be great. But like, that's usually a thing you don't learn. I will say, that's usually a thing that, like, I called Max Afenagenoff Chris Yamaguchi with a hockey stick for years. Like, I mean, you usually don't. That's not a thing you really learn, is softer hands or being a better finisher. But he creates chances, and but to your point, that's why I don't love a Krebs on the line with him, because it's like those are two guys that have trouble finishing.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Mm.
No, I'm ahead.
Now you're ahead. I must have missed something. We scored.
Benson, baby, let's go.
All right.
I'm just starting the third period.
I'm at 18:30 of the third period. What is going on right now?
So I switched because I was getting made fun of. I switched over to my FiOS connection super fast here. So
you can't be. I mean, are you watching the right game? Because I still haven't even seen anything like.
That's crazy. No, it's Quinn actually. No, it was Benson out of the air. He picked it out of the air.
Here we go. I got there.
I had to reset my Fubo app and update it during that intermission. So
yeah, I have a feeling. Yeah, I'm seeing it that I'm behind.
Although I am still way behind.
Well, it's good. You're gonna like what you see. I'll tell you
that. Well, anytime my Carney boy Zach Benson gets a goal.
All right, now it's bear down. I know it's 18 minutes left in the period. I don't think you can bear down for that long, but just go pop another one. Or I mean, man, I'd love to see this extend and just what it would do for the locker room. I obviously know they're already riding high from this and starting to believe in themselves, but I do think that kind of stuff matters, right? Like we talk all the time about stats and numbers, and you try to break it down and get to an answer, but there are certain things that I think we're human, right? So there's going to be a human element to all of these things. So I'm just happy.
I'm sorry, no, because I think that's a great point, and that's why, like, when I say nothing's changed since the GM has got fired, obviously something really big has changed too. I mean, so I want to say nothing with the team has changed, but I think you're right. I think that we are human and they're human, and I just think vibes are high, and that move excited them and got them on this little thing that maybe it pushed through, where they would have maybe had a game that was a stinker along the way, and now they're just, again, I hate saying vibe so much, but they're vibing.
I mean, if you want to think about how nothing has changed, but the attitude of the team has changed, like you fired the guy who said that anyone who signs here is a rube, essentially. Yeah. Like, how can you believe in yourself when the guy who hired you for the job thinks you're dumb for taking the deal?
Can I just do a little foreshadowing here?
Sure.
Because this is pretty crazy.
Did you email your stuff to the guy already, and he's getting
No, I have not. If they, you're gonna kill me. But I gotta say, we have a podcast. I have to talk. I can't not talk. If they close this one down,
yeah.
I know. I'm just saying. I know it's done. The game's over now. But if they did. And found a way to beat Dallas. Dallas would be 10 on New Year's Eve, and that would be tough. Tough game. They're one of the better teams. That'd be fun in Dallas. Like, that would be a great test to get to 10. Mm-hmm. After Dallas, Columbus, Vancouver, Rangers. I mean, we're talking 13 in a row, baby. St. Louis is about to score any second. I mean, just Ryan, I know you're ahead. Just let us know when that happens.
Literally after you said that, they got like a pretty decent chance where Lyon made a nice shoulder save. So I thought for sure that was going in. But no. In the NHL, I feel like looking at opponents like that and chalking up wins, that's like the biggest mistake you can make. At any night, any team could lose to any other team. Like there's just sometimes no rhyme or reason in this stuff. Maybe again, this is just best ball Ryan coming out where, you question your existence when you don't win all 5 of your final best ball teams. But, just generally speaking, there's a lot of luck involved in all this. So I want to just keep seeing the good signs. I know I feel like I keep saying those types of things, but that's what I want to see. I want to see the stuff that you would expect to see in February and March. And like, can they consistently look like a team that's put together, right? I mean, it's such a low bar to clear, but for so many years, these past couple of years, it's just not a legitimate hockey team. And they're just out there, they're giving up weak goals. Their net front presence is terrible. And they're kind of seems to be eliminating some of those mistakes. And whether that's coaching, whether that's leadership, whether that's just, maturing or the right combination of guys. Oh, wow, that was really close. I'm just that's exciting, and so hopefully they can keep that up.
Do you oh shit, no, I lost my train of thought. I had a question about a specific player. Nope, I lost it. Yeah, sorry. I guess I will not maybe about a specific player, but outside of Krebs, which we know is your obvious guy, but is there like a guy now that you are, as you see this team doing well? And I guess I'm asking this more so of one of the kind of the core guys. I think, like I said, Krebs would be too easy of an answer. I don't want you to say in one of the fourth line forwards or Zach Metza, but is there a guy there like in that top core group that you see that is the odd piece out that doesn't fit or should be the one moved? And maybe it's not even like they're not playing well. It's not anything about that. It's just about like when considering everything, trade value, positional value, all those things, like who's the guy in that like main group of Sabres that you can see being the move for? Or are you still kind of like, no, I'm really want to stand pat? I'll start with you, Ray.
So the couple of names come to mind. Number one, I'm still of the mind that I'd like Tuck to be the guy to move out. You want to talk about a guy that has pretty high trade value that I still just, this runs counter to the vibes and the culture point, right? But to me, he's a really valuable piece that I don't want to overspend. I still want to be smart, even if we have a lot of cap room right now. Doesn't mean you go and pay 12 million to Alex Tuck.
The cap room is not. We really don't have a lot of cap room. We're at like 2.5 million right now, like of cap room. Like that's not the fact that this team doesn't spend to the cap is a myth that is. I don't know, but right now they have about $2.5 million in cap room. So you're right to have that.
Even more reason to not sign him and to be fiscally prudent. And I know this is also not a Bills podcast, but let's make an example or provide an analogy over to what happened with the Bills and in a different situation. But you talk about making some moves that signing Von Miller, right? What did that do to the Bills and their position, and what did you really get out of that? Signing Kyle Okposo, same thing. I know I always bring it up, but he is like the best comp for me on that. It's about the same age, about the same production, similar enough player to me where I don't think you're going to really age that well. So I really hope that they don't re-up with him. As much as I like him as a player, I think you reshuffle the deck there. Other than him, if you want to get crazy, I would entertain a deal for Thompson. Let's get Connor McDavid over here. I swear to God, I don't think that Edmonton is like completely writing off this idea anymore. They're gonna have if they continue to flounder and like not do well, they're gonna have some like really tough decisions. And Wayne Gretzky got traded, so can Connor McDavid.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an off-season move. I also the same pushback that I have about the Tuck deal is it will continue is just that this team cannot make a non-hockey trade right now, and you can't make a hockey trade with Tuck right now because
all right. Here's my counterpoint to that. You just made a deal in the offseason with a very incompetent general manager that looks decent and is a hockey trade of, kind of similar, could be comparable. I mean, Peterka was a hockey trade. You got Kesselring and Doan. I know that it's a 2-for-1 and the pieces maybe were valued a little bit differently, but why not something like that where you have a younger guy who is up and coming, maybe a little, I would love to think of names right now. I probably could run through and try to get some, but
my whole thing is that just no one's buying Tuck unless they're a contender, and they wouldn't be giving up pieces that would help them contend.
Where's Montreal right now?
In the standings?
Yeah.
or geographically.
No, well, I know where they're generally.
Always been
north of Albany. Let's go straight north.
Yeah, just north of Albany.
Montreal is third in the Atlantic, 46 points.
Okay. So they could be a buyer, right?
Sure.
Theoretically.
I mean, what if you get Demidov? I mean, I know he's been playing really well for them, but like Tuck, is that too much? I have no idea comparable value. Is that like, oh, they're going to laugh at you?
I mean, division and Demidov sucks.
He sucks. Great. Even more reason. You think he sucks? That sounds like somebody would be willing to sell.
Demidov sucks. He only scores goals. We don't need that. We need physicality. And Tuck.
Okay,
that's
Ralph
another
Kruger.
thing too. Is Tuck's the one. I mean, not that Tuck has a lot of it, but he's the one guy that. I don't think Tuck's going anywhere. Whatever. But I don't.
No, you asked what they should do, and that's what my answer is. What they should do. I agree. I don't think that they're going to trade him. I will tell you. I'll say that again. I doubt it happens. But if it were up to me, he would be the first guy I would try to gauge interest on. And yes, I would try to trade him for Demidov if I couldn't get McDavid in some kind of combo package.
Chris, thoughts on that question?
Outside
of trying to
I get it with the Tuck thing. I don't disagree. And I know you're saying the hockey trade to a contender. If you got a team that's not a contender that's willing to make a move and try to sign Tuck, I say let him do it. I don't care about sending him to wherever. Try to get a deal done. But I think it feels kind of like Quinn is getting closer and closer to not being in this lineup. The more Oslin plays with confidence, Roseanne was great when he was up here, small sample size, but still it feels like if you've got other guys who are coming in and filling that role, he's in that mid-6 region that is where the logjam is on this team right now. It feels like that's the kind of guy that a team still thinks is salvageable, and you could couch it with other prospects or draft picks to try and get yourself, somebody with a little more higher end.
Yeah, I like Quinn as an idea. He's been playing great, but also like use that example, or use that run to add to his value, and see what we can get from him. But
he's playing a significantly better game lately. But like earlier in the season, he had that same thing that he had for most of the start of last season, where it was just, I don't know if it's the yips or what it is, but he was wide open looks and the puck is just rolling over the back of his blade and all of that kind of shit. And kind of the same situation that Cousins felt himself in, where it was just like overthinking the game.
Oh, man,
He's streaky though, isn't he? He's always going to be streaky.
Yes.
He's always,
and I think that's okay though. I kind of like the idea of just, riding the highs with him. And then, obviously too, he's still young. I also think they really like him. What they did this offseason, moving Peterka, I think signaled a lot of what they thought about Quinn and his development. And that probably also came from not only Appert, but then Leone as well, having coached him. So like, I just wonder if there's really more fruit to come, with somebody like Quinn. But you're right, he probably is of the guys that are in that age range and that tier of player. I think he's probably the top of the list of the ones that you could or should move. So there are some interesting names, but I also could see this team just saying, listen, if anything, we're going to do like an auxiliary piece to just add depth, bolster depth, so we don't get in a situation where, defensively we're struggling with, we have Darlene missing for whatever reasons, personal reasons, and then, Sammy's hurt or somebody else. So like we get another second pair defenseman that we could, play on the third pair when everyone's healthy. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's just one of those moves. And then just kind of maintaining status quo. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I could really blame Yarmo for doing that when he gets in, unless he had an idea before going in, like, all right, no, these are the ones I'm going to try to trim, and here's what we're going to do. So,
yeah. I tend to think that players meeting with leadership meeting that he had was straight up like, hey, who needs to leave? And I wonder if they gave any names at that point, or if they said, I think this team's good, just needed a different vibe here, or if they did give some names, then things just started going good, and so everybody's sticking around right now. But we
Krebs must have dirt on everybody. I can't imagine if this were Survivor, I'd be like, oh, Krebs, he's voted off the island.
And he's like, not only that, but he's somehow in the first line. Like, it's just all insane. As Doan draws a penalty here with 10 minutes left in the third, I think we will call it here. Any last thoughts, Chris, on this game?
I just hope your title that the Sabres are back didn't mush us for the conclusion of this game. I was terrified when I came into this studio and saw that as the header, because let's just enjoy it while we can, boys.
I'll tell you what, if I lose my ability to mush this team, we know that they're back, because that's really
when it really feels real.
Is the fact if they avoid a Louis G mush, we're
just shouting out just quickly this power play. I mean, it just looks worlds better than anything we saw last year. I mean, it's Darlene at the trigger. You got Thompson out there, Doan, Benson, and Norris. Like, that is a really nice five on the ice, like dangerous. And then their second power play unit is just as lethal.
Really,
I mean, we're talking, and then McLeod, right? McLeod is a great QB out there. He's out there again right now. He plays kind of like a defenseman like that. He's got great awareness. He just sets everybody up so well. So, I think we're drinking the Kool-Aid, but there's good reasons for it at this point. And over the next 2 weeks of games, I hope when we come back, what we're talking about is just, all right. So I hope what we're talking about is just like, 500 or better between these next 2 weeks is all I really want. And we'll see if they can get there.
I cannot believe how ahead you are, because you were talking about McLeod, and I was like, no, he's not. And now he just came out, and you said, so I'm probably 20 seconds away from seeing whatever the is. But before we see the I am going to say goodbye for Chris Flu. Oh no! They stopped it.
Mush.
No, we're good.
Oh.
We're good. I think we're good. Ryan knows if we're not good. I have to go.
No, we're good.
Yo. All right.
Okay.
For Chris Plumer, Ryan Mura, I am Louis G. I will be working on my list for the Sabres to get back in there, and then we'll be doing live.
If you're
podcasts.
If you're watching this, reach out on X.com, the Everything app, to @SavesDroughtPod and send Lou a suggestion of what he should ask for.
Yes, let's get some suggestions out, and I'm going to work on that. And by the end of this, we're going to be doing the pod live at the Odd Club right in front of Betty.
Between periods, doing the podcast on the FanZam. Louis doing the Dougie. I've fallen off the wagon and have 6 beer sabers in my hand. And Ryan is trying to fight Peyton Krebs from the FanZam.
Sounds
Make
like
it happen, Derek, in ticket sales.
I will have a fear every time I get a text in the next 12 minutes to you guys saying that I mushed us because you're ahead of me. But hopefully not. Go Sabres. Let's go for 9 in a row, and we'll be back in a couple weeks. Oh, no.
I'm so far behind. I just got there.
Oh, man. Have a good night, everybody.